Hello people, what's up? I'm here to give you my Monday Night Raw review. And I know I have not given a Raw review in a long time, but since I'm on summer break, I decided that since I'm on summer break, I'll go back to doing Monday Night Raw reviews, since I got really nothing else to do, so yeah. And to give you the best review on YouTube, I have a shit ton of notes, so let's get into it. So tonight for WWE RAW, it was live from Charleston, South Carolina, and I have to say, South Carolina and Charleston, you guys were pretty loud for this show, so good job to you guys for being loud today for Raw. That was good. Very good. So, to start off the show, we had Daniel Bryan with a promo, and I thought that Daniel Bryan's promo was pretty good. He was just basically saying about how everyone says that he couldn't wrestle, and he's the weak link and all that stuff, but I actually thought that this promo was actually pretty good. You should check it out. I gave it a 3 out of 5 star rating. And then during his promo, Randy Orton came out, and Randy Orton challenged to fight him right then and there, and so they started brawling to start off Raw. So I thought that Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton brawling to start off Raw was pretty good, so I gave that a 3 out of 5 star rating. And then next we had the Rhodes Scholars versus Sheamus and Christian. And I thought that this was a okay match. It wasn't really too much special. It was an okay match to start off Raw, I thought. It was good to see Christian back in WWE wrestling. Do you guys know what happened to Christian before this? I mean, did he go to TNA or something? Can somebody leave a comment below and tell me on why Christian was gone from the WWE for a while? I'm just curious. But, yeah, Sheamus and Christian won, obviously, against the Rhodes Scholars. I gave that match a 2.7 out of 5 stars. And then next we had Kaitlyn versus Oksana. And from the last few weeks of Raw, the Diva matches have actually been pretty decent. But this Diva match was garbage. But after the match, for Kaitlyn versus Oksana, obviously Kaitlyn won. It was a garbage match. I gave it 1 out of 5 stars. But let's see here. It was entertaining to see AJ and Big E Langston making fun of Kaitlyn. Remember, people, be a star. What a bunch of garbage that is. But yeah, basically AJ and Big E Langston made fun of Kaitlyn, and I thought that was kind of entertaining, and I thought it was actually a pretty good promo by AJ. I mean, I gotta admit, the Divas, their matches are decent now. I mean, they're doing better. I mean, they could still be doing better, but they're doing better. But their promos are way better. Their promos are getting better. So, hats off to AJ for the good promo. Then next we had Chris Jericho versus Alberto Del Rio. And I'm going to be honest, people, I do not like Alberto Del Rio. Alberto Del Rio as a face or a heel is just boring. To me, they should have kept the World Heavyweight Championship on Dolph Ziggler, because Dolph Ziggler deserves the championship way more than Del Rio does. I wish the WWE would just send Alberto Del Rio and just trade him to TNA, give him TNA. I mean, honestly, I just do not like Alberto Del Rio. They should give him to TNA. That's just my opinion, though. But yeah, Chris Jericho versus Alberto Del Rio was a pretty good match. This was probably the best match Alberto Del Rio has been in a long time. And Chris Jericho won by disqualification after Ricardo Rodriguez hit Chris Jericho over the head with his bucket. I don't know why he even carries that stupid bucket around. And then after the match, Dolph Ziggler comes out and attacks Del Rio. And then also Dolph Ziggler also attacks Chris Jericho. So I gave that match and the segment 3 out of 5 stars. And then next we had the video game for the WWE 2K14, the WWE 2K14 reveal for the cover of the next wrestling video game. And you'll never guess on who's on the cover. It's not John Cena, thank God. It can't be CM Punk, because CM Punk was already on the WWE 13 cover. It's the great one, The Rock. Yes, The Rock is on the cover of the next WWE video game. And I know a lot of people are not going to be too happy about that, because I know for some stupid-ass reason, people just do not like The Rock anymore. I don't really know why. I guess it's because of all the money in the movies, but you know what? Regardless of all that, I still like The Rock. I'm still a member of Team Bring It. And, I mean, it doesn't really bother me that The Rock is on the cover. I mean, would you rather have John Cena on the cover or Hornswoggle? I mean, I would not mind CM Punk, but they already have him on last year's cover. They could have Chris Jericho, but I don't know. I'm fine though with The Rock on the cover. I mean, I'm fine with it. I mean, I don't care. So yeah, for them revealing the cover, yes, The Rock is on the next video game cover. And then next, we had a garbage match between Ryback versus Great Khali. Obviously, Ryback wins, and I did not care about this match. I wish Natalya would go back and wrestle with the rest of the Divas instead of being with Hornswoggle and the Great Khali. Because honestly, Natalya, who is a Canadian, and she's part of the Hart Foundation with Bret Hart, Owen Hart, and all those great guys, and yet she has to be with garbage like this. Honestly, I think Natalya should just quit with the Great Khali and Hornswoggle. I know she's just doing her job, but she just needs to wrestle. She's a great wrestler. She could have a great match with AJ or Caitlyn, but she has to be resolved to this kind of crap. I also wish the WWE would release the Great Khali and Hornswoggle. They're both garbage. Get rid of both of them. That's just my opinion. And next we had John Cena's promo about his reaction to Mark Henry attacking him last week on Raw during supposedly Mark Henry's retirement. And last week when Mark Henry pretended to retire, I thought that was a great segment. That was like the best promo I've ever seen of Mark Henry, and everyone's saying, oh man, what a great actor Mark Henry is. And honestly, I'm glad. Mark Henry has been treated like crap with this company for years. And I mean, he needs a championship run. I mean, his World Heavyweight title run was pretty good, but he needs a WWE Championship run before he officially retires from the WWE. But anyway, though, back to this promo. So, basically, John Cena was saying about how Mark Henry lied to his family, disgraced his family, and that he needs to earn this title. Basically, the whole John Cena thing. But I thought this was actually a pretty good John Cena promo. Because, I mean, usually his promos are so kiddish, but I thought his promo, though, was pretty good. I gave it a 3 out of 5 star rating. And then next we had the #1 contender triple threat tag team match. This match I was actually looking forward to until I found out who was in it. Brodus Clay and Tensai versus the Usos. I don't mind the Usos. The Usos are good. Versus 3MB. The three-man band, the three-man jobbers, in my opinion. I do not like the three-man band. They're stupid. I did not care about this match. What does this say? They should have made a better tag team match for the #1 contendership. But luckily, the Usos won, so I'm glad that the Usos won. They're not going to beat the Shield, because, I mean, the Shield are going to beat everyone for a while, until Undertaker and Kane fight them. But I'm glad that the Usos won. They deserve it way more than the stupid Brodus Clay and Tensai, or the 3MB. And then after that, we had Paul Heyman come out, and one thing I wanted to say, though, about Paul Heyman is that he needs and deserves an entrance video. This guy does not have an entrance video or any music. I think that's just a spit in his face. I mean, that is disrespectful. Paul Heyman deserves an entrance video and music for when he comes out to the ring, in my opinion. But that's a whole another thing. But anyway, though, so we had Paul Heyman and CM Punk do a promo, and I thought this was a great promo. I mean, anytime CM Punk or Paul Heyman talks, you just listen, alright? These guys are just great with their promos. But anyway, though, so I thought this was a good promo, and basically, CM Punk said that he is ready to fight Brock Lesnar, and that he's not afraid of Brock Lesnar. And then he asked Paul Heyman, did he have anything to do with this whole attack on him? And Paul Heyman said no. Although I don't buy it. I mean, I don't think anybody buys it. But, and then, yeah, I mean, it's just a very, very long thing to explain. But you just gotta check out this video. You just gotta check out their promo if you can on YouTube or on TV if you were able to see it. Good for you. But yeah, this was a great segment, I thought, between Paul Heyman and CM Punk. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. Good promo. And then, after this promo, I thought this match was kind of a thrown together match. I thought this was kind of stupid after the promo. But then we had Darren Young versus CM Punk. And this was a decent match. I mean, it was not even really too much. but this was probably Darren Young's best match. And, of course, CM Punk won by tap out. And then after the match, the primetime players started attacking CM Punk, a 2-on-1 attack. And then Paul Heyman sends out Curtis Axel, the third Paul Heyman guy, to help CM Punk. So you kind of know right there that he did kind of send Brock Lesnar to attack CM Punk. But yeah, so Curtis Axel helps CM Punk, and then CM Punk is not happy about it, and he is kind of suspicious now of Paul Heyman. So for that match, I gave it a 2.5 out of 5 stars. And then after that, Stephanie McMahon revealed the Raw Money in the Bank contestants, and I was excited for this. So guess on who's going to be in the Money in the Bank Raw Championship match for the number... I'm just going to stop talking and tell you. So for the Raw Money in the Bank contestants, we have the best in the world, CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, Sheamus, which I don't know why they put Sheamus in there. I mean, it's okay. Randy Orton, Christian, Kane, which I don't really agree that much with putting Kane in there, and Rob Van Dam. And, yeah, I just wish that they put Chris Jericho in it. I mean, Chris Jericho deserves to be in it. But, yeah, I mean, they could have taken out Kane or something. I gotta speed this up a little, because I don't know how much longer my video here can last. And then next we had Mark Henry's promo. And I thought it was a good promo by Mark Henry. You gotta check it out. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. And then next, the main event, we had Randy Orton versus Daniel Bryan in a street fight. And this was I thought it was a pretty good street fight. Daniel Bryan wins by tap out. If you can, you guys see that match. It was a good match. I mean, they had some good spots with the table, with the steel chairs, with the Singapore cane. And, yeah, I mean, just a good match. I gave it a 3.7 out of 5 stars. I just did not like the ending of it, because after the match, Randy Orton shook Daniel Bryan's hand, which I did not agree with. He should have RKO'd Daniel Bryan, therefore leading Daniel Bryan to turn heel. So, for the highlights of this Raw, I would have to say the highlights were Jericho versus Del Rio, the video game cover reveal, the Raw Money in the Bank contestant reveal, Randy Orton versus Daniel Bryan in a street fight, basically a street fight. I thought that was good. So I thought for this Raw, it was a good/okay Raw. I still look forward to Raw going back to 2 hours once again, but I give this Raw a 6.5 out of 10 stars. Like my video, dislike my video, and subscribe.